Hey team, Dallas Jones here just to help you kind of walk you through the creation of the Redact Plan process. So a couple of things you might want to open before you begin. So of course, always log into the Oasis platform and get to yourself by filtering your school, your name, and your section you're going to be working in. I would also have a couple other resources open. I'm going to have open my EL hub that we have at Cedar, and this has all of my 504s, IEPs, and MOLs. I'm going to have that MOL open because that's the one I really need when creating plans for a student diagnosed as an MLL. Then I'm going to go and make sure I have my iReady open, and that way I can pull up data for students as they write their goals, and then obviously have today's slides open for you. The slides are going to be pretty important to help you get through everything. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and open those things up or find those resources that you may need, and I'll be right here waiting. All right, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. So I'm going to start off with a student. You can see I've created almost all my plans, and so right now all the plans say modify. If I were a student or another teacher, let's say I was, let's jump into a teacher right now. This is Elise Tidwell's classes. I'm going to jump down to this period, and you can see I started creating a plan for her earlier. So that says modify. So this plan is started. These plans can be created. You can also filter here by doing testing requirements, and then it'll let you know like where, what students you still need to create for. So you can see she has 8 students to create plans for in this class. All right, let's go back to my class, and I'll jump you through it real quickly. I'm just gonna find my name. Here we go. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go back to where we were. I'm gonna hit down here. I'm gonna go ahead and open up Aaliyah's plan, which I've already started. And while that's loading, I'm gonna just quickly pause the video and be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I also had to put my dog in his crate because he was chewing a bone very aggressively. I don't know if you could hear that. So here we have our very first plan. So I went ahead and started this plan, but I'm gonna walk you through the process as if I haven't. So right now, Aaliyah is not an MLL student, but I'm just gonna double check to make sure that her name doesn't pop up on my list. Via, you can see it does not. So I don't need to worry about clicking this information here. So if she was an MLL student, I would click this button and I would hit save, and that would give us a few more options to drop down from. Okay, so you're going to skip the history of achievement. That's something you don't have to do. You can if you want, where you include areas of strength and needs. You could talk to prior teachers or support specialists or your SPED team or even the parents to put that in. I'm going to skip that for now. It's not a requirement, so because it's not a requirement, I'm not going to do it until maybe mid-year when I do progress monitoring. Okay, I'm going to go down to body of evidence. This is the first requirement. You can see everything that's required was going to be flagged red with one of these. This would typically be blank, so I'm going to act like it was, and I'm going to open this up. She only has fall iReady data, and that is required for every student. Some students will have access score, some students may have star score, but you're going to put fall iReady data always. Now, if her iReady test was taken outside of the window, you would go to add another assessment, and you would manually type in the fall, you'd put iReady here, you'd put the date the test was taken and the score, and then you would hit update to add that. Because she has data, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make sure this is checked. I'm going to hit save and close. Check, boom, done. Great. Now, body of evidence, pinpoint assessment, and additional information. I'm going to go ahead and, again, skip this because it's not required, and there's no requirement for us to do this. You can definitely fill this out during mid-year progress monitoring or as you go back to the plan as needed. Great. So now, what you're going to see is there are going to be 3 goal options. The goals would look like this, goals 1 and 2, or sorry, goals 2 and 3, which have not been created. I've already created a goal for her, but let's act like I hadn't. You're only going to create one single goal for each plan. Do not create a second or third goal. We will create those mid-year if the first goal is no longer appropriate because they've digressed or if they've met the goal and they need a new one. Do not create more work for yourself, so you're only going to do one goal. So what I would typically do, I would hit create goal here, but since I already done that, I'm going to hit edit goal. Now, what you're going to do is going to give you some things to write in. You're going to choose first the focus area. That's right here, and I'm going to choose comprehension. Comprehension is going to be what you probably pick for most students unless you know them deeply and have better data and you've worked with maybe their family or a SPED teacher or a support specialist. Then you're going to type in iReady. This would be blank like this, we use the iReady assessment as our body of evidence. So when I type that in, this would also be blank. So I've already filled this in. I went to her iReady data. So here in iReady, the quickest way I found to find data is I just say diagnostic status from the homepage. I go to monitor students, and then this allows me to type in all of their names. I'm gonna go ahead and type in Aaliyah. Her name pops up right here, and this takes me to her like kind of detailed page. You notice that she has a 3rd grade vocabulary, 4th grade in literature, and a 3rd grade in information text. Now, in my class, we mostly read literature and probably all the books and poems, and we read a lot of nonfiction. I'm going to focus in on literature because that's her strongest area of right now, and I'm going to make that an area of growth for her. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to type in, she's going to move from a 4th grade, remember I typed this in, to a 5th grade in the skill of comprehension, kind of matching your focus area. And then I'm going to put by, it says inter-month, I'm going to put May of 2025. I'm going to hit save and close, and that is done. Once that's done, as you can see here, this is still gray, but once I've done my goal, the create objective goal will open. I'm going to go ahead and click that now, and it's going to give you a drop-down menu. There are a few here. The one I'm choosing for all my students is utilize a wide range of world learning strategies to assist comprehension with unfamiliar vocab words and topics. I know I did this in class because we use a bunch of different strategies, from closed reads to turn and talks to dialogue chains to Socratic seminars to formative assessments. And so this is something that I know that we do to teach new vocabulary and topics. So I'm going to do something I naturally do in my class already, so I don't create more work for myself, and that she gets what she needs in her plan as well. I'm going to hit save and close. This is now going to pop up one more thing, instructional strategy. You're going to click add instructional strategy. And again, there's a list of vocab or comprehension. Pick one that you feel is best for this student and best for you and what you do. These should be things that you typically already do. So I might hit like word bank. I might hit like graphic organizers or front loading vocabulary. For this process, I would really only choose one. It says at this time, please select no more than 3. Stick with one. Again, it's less work for yourself, because you can always update mid-year and end of year. So I'm going to go ahead and click the front loading vocabulary. That's something that I know we do in class. We always have those things, and we're always ready to go. Again, you can do other things. You can do like main ideas, annotations, whatever makes best for you in your classroom. Feel free to do. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and just drag this up a little bit so I can get my save button, and I'm going to hit save and close. Okay. That is it for the goals. You are done. Do not create a 2nd or 3rd goal. You don't need to do that until about mid-year. Now, it has a parent strategy. This is required. So I need to expand my workspace a little bit. I'm going to hit add a parent strategy. The easiest one that I would suggest, because there's a long list and you can, again, read through them at your own leisure, but I would pick make time to discuss what the student is reading in class or independently. This will be a comprehension so the parents can go home, say, hey, tell me about your reading class. Oh, hey, mom, I just did my homework. I read chapter 3 of this book. Great, tell me more about that. That's something that parents can actually do because they will be partners in this plan. So I'm going to click this one, and then I'm going to scroll down. And again, I'm going to make my workspace, or pull that up for my workspace to be bigger, and I'm going to hit save and close. Okay. The last thing you're going to do, this will be identical for every student. So these last 2 steps you will do for every student. You're going to enter the intervention program section, and you're going to scroll down to where it says Curriculum Associates iReady. So this one right here. Go ahead and click that. We will use iReady for every single intervention program. So this is where they'll have their My Path or assigned lessons. Let's go ahead and click that one and hit save. Okay. Then finally, you're going to go to tutoring programs. The last thing you're going to do for this plan in the written process is you're going to go here and you're going to hit the school sponsored delivered after school tutoring program. This will be considered our MT at DSST or Cedar, and we're going to hit save and close. You are now done writing the plan. Last step you need to do before you do everything else is get that parent signature. Now, because we cannot currently print until Monday the 7th, I'm going to do this proactively, and I'm going to just go ahead and say I've reached out to the parent. I'm going to put I'm responsible for this plan, and then I'm going to put the contact type. I'm going to say I'm going to email them because I'm going to use Blooms to send this home as well as a paper copy with their student. I'm going to say I did this on the 7th. You can pick your day. Just please make sure it's done before the 11th. I'm going to hit add attempt. This now is going to record, and you can see that it's added an attempt for me well, it's not going to show up because it's not going to work for me right now, but it will say attempt 1 right here. Now, you can also collect the parent or guardian was a partner in this, and it'll put their name, or you can say if you've done your 3 attempts, there's a refusal in creating the plan, and you try to, however, we'll continue the plan regardless. Hit save and close, and you are done with this plan. Great, save, close, done, check, boom. I'm going to show you a couple other students that you need to see just for differences in the plan. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to jump to my sweet friend Chloe, who already has her plan fully made, but Chloe has an IEP. The IEP that Chloe has is connected to the plan. Most of your students who have IEPs will already have it connected to their plan, so there's nothing that you need to do. And because she has an IEP, I would have followed the same steps as I would have before. I would have put her evidence in. I would have then dropped down to her reading goals. Now, her IEP has been pulled in and the goal is there. That means I do not have to do this process. The goal has been made. I don't need to write anything. I don't need to pick an instructional strategy or an objective. Those things are done because it's already in her IEP. I would still do the parent strategy, and I would still do the intervention and tutoring programs the same for everybody. Again, I would also still do her parent signature, which you can see I've done here, and it's saved the date. Now it says attempt 1, 2, and 3. For some reason, it's saving them multiple times. I think it's a glitch in the system. I've only attempted once. As I attempt more, if I don't hear back, I will update those as well. So then I need to shrink this screen a little bit so I can get to this. I'm going to hit save and close. That's one for Chloe. Great. Close, boom. The last one I'm going to show you is a student with an MLL status. So I'm going to jump to, let's go to Mohammed, who has an MLL status. You're going to notice that because he has an MLL status, he's going to have a few other options that you need to make sure that you do. So again, I'm going to shrink my workspace and drag this over. Now, because he has an MLL, I'm going to check this box and hit save. This is an important part. When you hit save, it's going to give additional steps for you to do to fill out. Down here, of course, he doesn't have one, so pause. Okay, so I popped up in someone else's, so sorry about that. This is Fernando's. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we do the same steps. So you're going to click the student as an English learner. You're going to hit save. Clicking that save button will populate it. The other plan didn't populate for some reason, so I'm going to dig into that. But this one populated. So I hit save. I go through the same steps. Body of evidence, have those there. If he had access scores, I would pop those in. He does not have access scores, so I'm going to leave that blank for now and just have his iReady score. You would still then do his goal setting, which you've seen. He has his objective and his instructional strategy, front loading vocab, leaving goals 2 and 3 blank still. Now, with an MLL student, it's going to ask you 2 things. It's going to ask you for your oral language goals and your EL instructional strategies. It's going to open up this text, which is going to be, or this window, which is going to have all the different levels. Now, I've already chosen his for him, which is going to be the student will be able to use responses that show emerging complexity. And that's going to be something that I've chosen, I believe, from the emerging phrases and short oral sentences. Again, use the data to figure out what is best for you based on like their grade level and their access scores. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out because I'm all done here. And it's already there. And then the last thing you're going to do is the EL instructional strategies. I'm going to go ahead and select EL instructional strategies. And I'm going to pick one that I know, again, that I do naturally in class. And so this would be something that I would say cooperative group structured talks. So think pair shares, flexible grouping, Socratic seminars, turn talks, things like that, that we do every day in class throughout the entire class. I'm going to hit save and close. And bada bing, bada boom. I'm done with his. Again, do your parent signature, and you're going to hit save and close plan, and then you'll print on Monday or after Monday if you're watching this later. Okay? If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out and ask. Go ahead and begin finishing the rest of your plans, and I hope this goes quickly for you, knowing that this is a bit of a slow process because of the website and the tedious clicks. But thank you for your time.